Hi everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Nurtech Training and Consulting Limited. On this YouTube channel, we are going to be doing a lot of tutorial videos on data analytics and how to use tools like Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Power BI, SQL, Python, Scratch programming, basic tips on using the computer and the likes, and a whole lot of learning is going to be happening on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed, kindly do well to click the subscribe button and also hit the notification button so that anytime I drop a new video, you'll be the first to learn about it. So welcome once again to Nurtech Training and Nigeria and Consulting Limited. My name is Adeyeye Adenike, and I will be your tutor for today. So in today's section, we'll be looking at how to control input with data validation. So controlling input with data validation means controlling what goes into your data, what type of things you want your users to key in into your cells. So that's basically what data validation is all about. So right now, if you look here now, I can type anything whatsoever. I'm just typing anything into my cell, into this particular cell, because it is allowed. I can click here and type anything I want in between my cells. But for a particular cell that you do not want, you want a bit of control, or you want a total control, you have to use data validation of what type of information goes into that cell. To use data validation is extremely very simple. So to do that, come to your ribbon. So these are your ribbons, and move to your data tab. This is your data tab. Click on it and go to your data tools group. So this is where your data tool group is located. So here is it, the data tools. So from here you come to the data validation. So this button here is the data validation button. So once you are there, just click on it. Now I've clicked on it, but before you click on the data validation button, it is important you select the cells you want to apply data validation to. So the particular data validation you want. So for me, I'm going to select from cell C2 to C10, just here. So I'll come back here and select my data validation, and right now you can see I have any value, and this is the default, and this is why anybody can just type anything into any cells at this point. So now I want to put in some restrictions. So I'll come down here. I have whole numbers if I want only whole numbers on my cell, decimal if I want just decimal, list if I have a list of items I want in my cells, then the date if I want a particular date, time, text length. This is if I want probably a particular number of text. So probably I want just 10. I want my text length not to be longer than 10 or 15 or thereabout. So I can use it. This text length is something, it's similar to what they use when students are registering for WAEC, and they tell them that, oh, your name must not be more than 25 letters. So then you can have customizing your cells. That is when you use formulas. We are still going to look at that in our next video. So but let's first go through the basics. So for this now, I want to be able to, I want my users to be able to just click on the list of states that they belong to. Just have a drop down tab, and they are able to choose those cells, those states. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to change this to list, because the states are in a list. Then here, ignore blank, I'll leave it checked. Then in cell drop down, because I want it drop down there. Then the next important thing I have to do is to select my source. So here I'll come to the source and select all the states here. So for it to be easier for me, I'll just press Ctrl Shift down button and press enter. So here I have the source selected, and I'll click OK. So the moment I click OK, if I go back there now, you see on the drop down I can change this now to states. So you can see that in the drop down of where I selected, of the cells I selected, let me highlight the cells I selected. I have I have the drop down there. So from here I can pick any state I want to pick, and this can be done for anything you want to do. So this is how you use the data validation. Now let's look at continent. Let's look at the continent. I'll just repeat the process and I'll take it a step ahead. So for the continent, I'll still do the same thing. For the continent, I'll still do the same thing. So I'll select the cells, the range of cells where I want the data validation to be applied. That means any cell I do not select, I can type anything inside. But the cells I've selected, I can only type what I have assigned to it to be inside. So I'll come back and go to my data tab, just like we did. Come to the data validation. Then instead of any value, I'll click on list. Then I'll come to the source and select the source of my data. Now please note that this source must always be, you cannot delete this source, but I can hide it if I don't want you to see it, or I can put it on another sheet if I don't want to see it, but the source must always be there. So I can also use my source if I have done a named range or something. We're still going to talk about that in our next class. So I'll click OK. So before I click OK, let's take it a bit ahead. If I want a particular message to guide my users on what I want, I can put an input message. So let me give it a title. I'll call it continent. You can give it any title that you want. Then I'll put my input message. Then I'll put my input message that let me just say select your continent. Okay, so the next thing I would like to show you is the error message. So the error alert. So right now I have stop error. So this stop error means that if anybody tries to enter anything that is not, this is the default, that is not part of this selected continent, is going to tell them to stop. So I can put a message here and write error, and I'll put select from the drop down. So I have also other type of error, which is a warning error. This warning error would only warn you, will allow you to type. This stop would not allow you to type anything. Then this information error will just give you an information, and it will still allow you to type whatever you want to put there. So I'll use the stop error and click OK. So you can see I have a message here, select your continent. So I can select here Africa. So let's try and let me enter Nigeria here. Nigeria is not a continent, and see what would happen. Can you see it says select from the drop down, because I've chosen a wrong continent. So I can do here too. So here too I can type. So you can see that it did not accept that it didn't accept that input. So let me put Nigeria here too. Said this value does not match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell. So this is the default stop message. So that is how you use data validation. There are other things we can learn. So let's quickly look at, let's say I want to put in an age here inside this cell. So we can use the O number here. So I'll still select these 10 cells and come to data validation, and instead I choose from the any value, I choose the O number, and I'll choose the minimum. I want people between the age of 20 and 50. So I'll click OK. So here now, if I put in 20, I'm good. If I put 70, can you see? It's telling me that I need to, it does not match the restriction error. So basically, this is how you use data validation. There are still more things you can learn in data validation, which there is a lot. The formula, how to remove a circle invalid data in case you allow other inputs, or you can even set your criteria and use it to bring out errors from your data. So by God's grace, in our next video we are going to be talking about all of these. Please let me know if you like this video. Let me know if there are other topics in Microsoft Excel or any of the tools I've highlighted earlier that you would like to learn, and I'm going to make a video about that. Thank you, and please do well to subscribe and turn on your notification button. Bye.